What's going on, guys? So here in this box is a refurbished PS4 that I bought from GameStop, and it's actually not just the PS4. GameStop calls it the Essentials Blast from the Past Bundle, so it also comes with a few games which we'll check out later. But yeah, like I said, it's refurbished. It's just the original PS4. It's not a Slim, not a Pro, just the original black PS4. At least that's what it's supposed to be. You never know with GameStop. They might send me like a white PS4 or a limited edition, who knows. But the first thing I like to do is take a look at the box. So as you can see, box looks to be in decent condition for obvious reasons. I ripped off the label. This side is a little bit smushed in, but that's kind of a GameStop standard. If you get a box that's not smushed in, then you're extremely lucky. But it actually didn't just come with the box, it also came with this package, and I believe in here are the games. So they ship the games first, and then they ship the console. Not sure why, I guess the games were available before the console, but you know, it is what it is. So before we unbox this thing, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and also hit the join button if you want to support the channel monetarily. Helps me buy more consoles like this from GameStop, eBay, that sort of thing to unbox for you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and cut the tape here. We'll open up the console first, and then I'll see what's in the other little package. And like I said, GameStop refurbished PS4 console plus some games, and it cost me $321, I believe, which is, you know, I would say it's expensive for a PS4, but considering the prices of PS4s and Xbox Ones nowadays, it's really not a terrible price. And let's go ahead and see what we got inside of here. Alright, so here's a packing slip for this box, and it says PS4 System Black and Ratchet & Clank. So I guess they included the PS4 and one game in here, and then the other 3 games I think are in the other package. My guess is that these 2 things were in one warehouse and the other stuff was in another warehouse, and that's why they shipped them separately. But I'm not sure. So let's go ahead and take a look at this game first. Now this is extremely interesting right here. Let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see that better. So you know how usually you have these sealed air bubbles that are used for shipping? This is interesting. They used a bunch of them, but they're all popped. Not a single one of them are inflated, and they just kind of stuffed it in the edge, and then and then they wrapped the game around, or they wrapped them around the game to support it or to protect it. That's really interesting. It almost looks, yeah, they are popped. So somebody did this on purpose. Somebody literally took these sealed air bubbles that were perfectly good and popped every single one of them so they could stuff them down in the side of the box. I haven't seen that before, guys. That's interesting. Alright, so first thing we got is Ratchet & Clank for the PS4. PlayStation hits. And the game case is actually in pretty good condition. And you got your disc in here. And I don't see any scratches, which it's a little bit harder to scratch Blu-ray discs than it is like old DVDs and stuff. But this is actually in really good condition. You know, a lot of times when you buy a pre-owned game from GameStop, it comes in like one of those really crappy generic cases, but not this time. And of course, here's the PS4, so we'll go ahead and pull this thing out. Alright, so here's the PS4 console. As you can see on the front, premium refurbished PlayStation 4 with the console controller, USB controller cable, AC cable, HDMI cable, and free 30-day guarantee. Now the funny thing is my 30-day guarantee is already up because I bought this like at the end of December. You know, I kind of get a backlog of consoles sometimes, and I don't have time to, you know, unbox them all within 30 days, but kind of sucks for me, so hopefully it works. So before we actually open this box up, let's go ahead and open this package up and see what games we have in here. Alright, so I got it open, and here's the packing slip for this one. We got The Last of Us Remastered, we got Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, and God of War. Kind of interesting how the punctuation did not prop up properly right there. Well, these are really random prices, $7.91, $15.83, and $7.90. I'm not sure how they came up with that, but you know, it is what it is. So we got Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. And these 3 are actually all in their original cases, but this one feels a little bit rougher around the edges, not quite as clean. Oh, and the disc is out. That's not ideal. The disc actually has some scratches and stuff on it, not too bad though. And then we got just a little leaflet in here about The Last Guardian. And then next we have The Last of Us Remastered, which looks to be in pretty good condition in the original case and everything. And we got the disc here, and seed looks pretty good. So far, so good. And last but not least, we got God of War. And now this one looks like oh, it looks good. The case was like that. I don't know if you guys can really tell, but it was off-centered and it wasn't closed correctly. I don't know how you close a case right like that, but somebody did. But this one looks to be in decent condition. Original case. Open it up and you have a little God of War leaflet, and then of course the game. And it actually does have some scuffs and stuff on it and some fingerprints, so hopefully it works. Alright, so now for the console. Like I said, it's the console, the controller, and then all the necessary cables. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. All right, so here we go. Let's see what we got in here. We actually, oh, that's a pretty cool controller. I haven't had one of these yet. So if you guys are not familiar, GameStop likes to include just random controllers. You know, if you buy, usually when you buy a system brand new, you'll buy like a black PS4, and it'll come with a black PS4 controller. If you buy a white PS4, it'll come with a white controller. GameStop, they'll just mix and match anything. Like, I mean, literally anything. So I'm not really sure how to describe these colors. I guess it's teal and purple. And yeah, it looks like it's in pretty good condition. The joysticks look like they've barely been used. All the buttons click nice. A couple of them are a little bit sticky. Triggers are good. Looks like for some reason this sticker is peeled off. Not sure why. And this middle button's kind of sticky, but it does look like it's actually a Gen 2 controller. As you can see, the light bar in the middle lights up, which is not on the Generation 1 PS4 controller. I'm not really sure if they call it Gen 1 and Gen 2, but that's what I'm calling it right now. And then, of course, we got our USB cable for charging, HDMI cable, and power cable. All pretty self-explanatory stuff. And then down below this thing, we have the PS4 and classic GameStop used sandpaper on it. Oh man, I can't believe this. Guys, if you've ever watched my videos, you'll know that whenever there's a glossy console from GameStop, they take sandpaper or something to make it basically matte across the entire thing, and it never fails. Like, I think almost every time they've done it. Actually, I don't think they did it on the, I bought a PS4 Pro, like the Spider-Man edition, and I don't think they did it on that one, which is nice, because that's a really nice console. But let me just zoom in here and show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys, so it's pretty obvious on this one. We got the light reflecting on it, and you can just tell this whole part right here is supposed to be glossy, but it is not glossy at all. They just scratched the crap out of it, and they also scratched it on the matte part as well. I still don't know why GameStop does this. I hope somebody in the comments works at GameStop and can tell me why they do this. It's just so weird. I mean, it's glossy for a reason. It's kind of like a design attribute to it. All right, so other than that, I guess let's just take a look at the console. So here's the front of the console. Hopefully it's focusing on that and you guys can see it. So got your disc tray right here, 2 USB ports, and that's about it. Nothing special on the front. The side, again, nothing special. On the back, we have our power ports, and then, you know, HDMI, auxiliary port, Ethernet port, all the good stuff. And as you can see, I think usually there's a warranty sticker down here and down here, and here, but those are gone because it's a refurbished console, so they open it up and I guess clean it out, supposedly. Then this side, nothing special. It says 500G, which means it should have 500 gigabytes on it. And now here on the bottom, you have 3 rubber feet, I believe. One here, here, and here, which is good. They're all still there. And then here's the top again. I just want to look at it again. Like I showed you guys, it's extremely scratched up. And again, if you guys know why they scratch it up like this, why they use sandpaper or whatever, let me know down in the comments, because I'm very interested to know. I've seen this on so many consoles, and every single time, never fails, they scratch it up with sandpaper or something like that. I don't know what it is, but they love to do it. If they see gloss, they're gonna sand it up. I don't know why. All right, guys. So now we've unboxed it and everything, let's go ahead and take a look at this console and make sure it works. So first of all, I just want to give you an up close view of the scratches. As you can see, it's actually pretty bad. This side is the matte part, but even that's bad. And then this part is supposed to be glossy, but as you can see, there's scratches all over it. But yeah, I already got it plugged in and stuff. So let's go ahead and press the power button, and hopefully it turns on. And usually, I believe the PS4 pulses blue and then it turns white, solid white once it's turned on. So we'll give it a minute and hopefully it'll boot up. That's not a great noise. It sounded like it started booting up and then it turned back off. How much you want to bet that somebody just unplugged it? Yep. That's what I was thinking. Somebody unplugged it without actually turning off the PS4 properly. So now it's doing this, checking the system storage and stuff, and it has to basically restore itself. And then it should be back normal, hopefully. Alright, so it seems to be rebooting now. It's still flashing blue, and I see the PlayStation logo on the screen now. In the meantime, let's go ahead and turn this controller on and make sure it actually turns on and works. This middle button is definitely kind of sticky. I don't know why. It's weird though. So I believe it's connected to our PS4 now. We got a white bar, and as you can see, it is booting up now, which is a good sign. So I am connected. Press the button. We'll go through our little setup real quick, and I'll go ahead and I guess I'll go ahead and connect to my internet. Alright, so I connected to the internet, and now we'll just finish the rest. Blah blah blah. Pretty quick. And yeah, nice. That was pretty quick. gave me a warning about turning off your system properly since the last person did not. Got user 1, and here we go, guys. We're already booted up to the home screen, and so it is working so far. I am connected to the internet, so I pulled up the internet browser, and it seems to be loading up the PS4 homepage. So yeah, I guess the internet is working correctly. Let's go back to the home screen, and now I guess the main thing is we want to try out these games, see if they actually work. First of all, make sure there's no game disc in the console. There was, just recently I bought a console from eBay. I think it was Xbox One, and it actually had a game in the console left in there, which is kind of funny. So let's try out Ratchet and Clank first. All right, so we got Ratchet and Clank, PlayStation Hit. Pull it in there, and hopefully it'll load up. It's probably gonna tell me I need an update, but hopefully it'll boot up without the update, and we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm actually gonna boot up these games. I might just see if they pop up like this, make sure it actually can read them. Because otherwise I'm gonna be sitting here for ages trying to get these lames to install. Well, maybe not. That was really quick. I expected it to take a lot longer than that, but yeah, that was pretty quick. I guess we'll go ahead and boot it up and see if it works. Alright guys, so as you can see, it did load up, and it's now loading up a game. But I mean, I'm not going to test much further than that. I'm just going to test to make sure it works. Go ahead and close it, and we'll try the next game. PS4 doesn't sound too terribly loud yet. I'm sure if I played a game for a while, it would get pretty loud, because that's just like the PS4 signature. Alright, so next up we have God of War. And the funny thing is I actually just started playing God of War on my PS5, because it's in the PS Plus collection. Pretty fun game. I'm only about an hour into it, but it's a fun game. And I'm hoping this game works because it did have some smudges and stuff on the disc. There we go. Alright, so hopefully this thing will install real quick and we can boot it up. Alright guys, so this one's taking a lot longer. I was a little bit concerned at first because the disc wasn't even spinning or anything, but it does look like it's installing a little bit now. I guess this game just has to install more before you can actually play it, unfortunately. So we'll go ahead and wait until it's finished installing and we'll see if it works. Alright guys, so it took like 10 or 15 minutes, but it finally finished installing. Let's go ahead and turn it on and make sure it works. So it's making me adjust my HDR, but I don't really want to do that right now, so let's press next. Alright guys, so it did boot up, and it looks like it's loading up just fine. I just played this intro scene like a week ago, so I do recall it. I'm pretty sure he just smacks the tree with a hammer. Or not with a hammer, it's an axe. Why am I saying hammer? But yeah, it does look like the game is working. Let's go ahead and go back to the menu, and we'll try out the next game. So next game is The Last of Us Remastered, so let's go ahead and see if it works. Alright, so we got The Last of Us Remastered for the PS4. Let's go ahead and slide it in the disc slot and see if it loads up. Hopefully this game does not take as long to install as God of War, because I don't want to sit around and wait for it. There it is, so it pops up, and let's see how fast it installs. And it looks like this one was really quick. It was like 2 seconds. I think it might even been faster than Ratchet and Clank. Let's go ahead and see if it loads up, and I'll show you guys when it finishes. Alright guys, so it popped up with this loading percentage in the bottom right hand corner. So it does look like it's working. It's just gotta load. So it kind of tricked me. It did that install real quick, but then it actually still has to load until it gets to 100%, even though we already booted up the game. Alright guys, so it loaded up. Didn't take too long. It's been up forever since I played this game, but it's such a good game. If you guys have not played this game, go ahead and pick it up. I'm pretty sure you can get it online for like $5 nowadays. So definitely pick this game up if you haven't played it yet. And let's try out our last game, which is Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Alright guys, so here we are. Got Uncharted 4 for the PS4. I'm going to put that in. Uncharted 4 is another game that you got to buy if you haven't played it yet. Such a good game. Actually, all the Uncharted games are really good. You can actually get the Uncharted collection for the PS4. That's 1, 2, and 3 all in one. I'm pretty sure it's pretty cheap nowadays, so definitely pick it up if you haven't played it already. And this is another one that copied really quickly. Hopefully it doesn't trick me again and do like a loading bar on the home screen, but we'll see. Alright guys, so this one loaded up pretty quick, no loading bar or anything, and it's pretty interesting how Naughty Dog likes to do the same thing on all their games. They pull up like a really nice looking scene and say press any button, and then it pulls up this. But yeah, looks like it's working fine. Again, if you guys haven't played this game, definitely pick it up. I'm sure you can get it pretty cheap nowadays. I know there's been sales for it for like $5 in the past. So yeah, as you guys saw, all the games worked, which is really good to see. Not always a guarantee with GameStop, and my PS4 is actually going crazy now. It's finally starting to turn into like a jet engine. I guess it's because it's playing Uncharted 4. Must be a pretty intensive game, even though it's just sitting on the home screen right now. But the fan speed is definitely picking up. But yeah, interesting. Alright guys, so just a quick recap. Again, I bought this from GameStop, refurbished PS4 console. It's not the Slim, not the Pro, just the original one. And of course, they used sandpaper on it, scratched it all up, just like GameStop likes to do. And it also came with this cool looking controller. I guess it's teal and purple, I think is what I decided. And it also came with four games: Uncharted 4, Last of Us, God of War, and Ratchet and Clank. And that's because it was GameStop's Essential Blast from the Past bundle, so it costs a little bit more than just a regular PS4 because it came with some games. And like I said earlier, I paid like $321, I believe, which is pretty steep for a PS4, especially when you think about it. The PS4 came out for $400 almost 8 years ago now, and I'm now buying a PS4 8 years later with 4 games for only $100 less. Kind of crazy, but it is what it is. And yeah, PS4 seems to work fine, the games work fine. My main disappointment is that it's all scratched up, but you know, at this point, I expect that from GameStop. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and also make sure to hit the join button down below if you want to help out the channel monetarily. Helps me buy more stuff like this for you guys so we can unbox it and try it out on the channel. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.